So you
Mhm.
hit on Colorado off the top, and let's look at this from Nebraska's side of things. Final score is 36-14. I agree with you. I thought Nebraska's defense was incredibly impressive, especially in that
Yep.
first half. They were getting the Shedeur Sanders basically certainly every big third down.
Yeah.
Shedeur had very little time in the pocket. He was constantly on the run. And look, he's superhuman in many ways where he can make plays and extend plays and do things that a lot of guys really don't have the ability to do. But a lot of credit to Nebraska's defense. The big storyline that I think everybody's going to continue to talk about here is Jeff Sims.
Right.
And he has another rough day in terms of turning the ball over, a couple of fumbles, a couple of interceptions. The most recent report, at least, is that Matt Rhule is going to stick with Sims at quarterback. And it's what we had chatted about after the game on Saturday when we were watching it. It's what I think a lot of people are looking at with Matt Rhule in year one. And we talked about it in our first episode of this show. Matt Rhule's biggest trait as a coach is instilling a culture and taking that culture to the next level. Part of that is he went out and got this guy at quarterback, and he wants to make
Right.
sure he's pumping confidence into the kid. The other side of it is making sure that the team's confidence overall doesn't waver.
It's a tough situation for Matt Rhule because he did go out and get this guy, kind of handpicked Jeff Sims to be his quarterback. They had a quarterback who had started the year before, wasn't available in spring because of injury. And then as soon as they saw Jeff Sims was going to be the guy, he jumped in the portal and took off. And that's one of the problems with the portal is having depth at the quarterback position. You know, there's usually a big disparity. You don't normally have two guys that you feel great about playing. So Sims is their guy. Turnovers had been a problem for him in his past, you know, when he was with Georgia Tech. Super talented. You can see it on the long touchdown run and a couple throws he makes. He's got ability. But 2 weeks in a row, Nebraska's chance of winning, both on the road at Minnesota and then on the road at Colorado, were taken away by turnovers. And costly turnovers. And it wasn't all Jeff Sims. In the Minnesota game, one of the running backs had a key fumble, late in the game. But Jeff Sims has had his share and really took away their chance and took away how great their defense played. And I think at a certain point, that just kind of breaks your will, it kind of breaks your spirit. And so the big question now is, Matt Rhule, I know he wants to show loyalty to Jeff Sims. And I know if he made a change or makes a change, he might lose the kid. The kid might go in the tank, right? And because the guy behind him is not a very experienced guy, a very talented athlete, but not a super experienced guy. So, the fine line is, do I try to keep this guy pumped up and let him know that we're confident in him and the team still believes him? Or am I going to lose the locker room? Is my team going to say, hey, wait a minute, coach, we need to make a change. We can't keep doing this. So I do think I understand why he would go with him again this week. However, I do not think he'll have as long of a leash in this game if things start to go the way they've gone the first 2 weeks with turnovers.
So their next game, they host Northern Illinois on Saturday. And it's unfair to just look at the overall record and say, man, 0-2, same old Nebraska, because it feels like they've given themselves chances to really win these games. And I'm not to say that they hadn't done that the last couple of years with Scott Frost and all those one-score losses, but it just felt a little different. Certainly that first game against Minnesota and even last week against the red-hot Colorado, to play defensively the way they did, it felt a little different already. So I do kind of feel those steps forward.
Right.
And if they're going to get a win, this week has to be it. They cannot drop the game to Northern Illinois. And if Jeff Sims is going to keep the job, to your point, he's got to play well this week. It just has to happen.
Yeah, and it'd be really big. I mean, big for everybody, and Matt Rhule included. And so I would anticipate, again, I have a lot of faith in him as a coach, his ability to keep a team together. And so I think we'll see a good product on the field on Saturday from Nebraska.
Yeah, Colorado hosts Colorado State on Saturday, another game I'm sure that will get plenty of attention and another chance for Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter and everybody to showcase their overall skill.